you've been well. Today is going to be a very intimate video. Not that intimate, don't worry. Not going to be weird intimate or anything like that. This is going to be a personal video. Not necessarily about me, but about my hobbies. You guys probably already know what my hobbies are, but I decided to record this video just for myself, really. But I wanted to see if you guys, like this type of video, and if so, I can continue to make it. So I got Jersey Mike's, and I'm actually surprised that there's a Jersey Mike's next to me because I've never had Jersey Mike's before, ever in my life. So yeah, I'm just gonna get this open and I'll see you guys back. Okay, first impressions, very oily. The guy didn't give me any napkins either, so I'm gonna have to just ball up. It does look good though. This is turkey and provolone. Cheers. Yeah, that is really good. Sorry. Decided to dump them. Loud. These are spicy dill pickle. I typically don't like pickle, but these are okay. If I had known it was going to be so oily, I probably would have postponed making these type of videos. And for those who probably don't know, I'm going to open this up. This is a black cherry tarragon soda. It's going to be loud. I assumed this was going to be like a flavored like water, sparkling water, but it is actually a soda. I like that. Good. So for this video, I was just gonna talk about some the books that I'm really excited to get into this year. Sorry, one more bite. This is really good. This is in no particular order. So for the first book, I have, you can kind of see where the oil on my hands are, but it's fine. I have For the Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I think that's how it's pronounced. I've heard a lot of good things about this book. I do hear it's kind of controversial. Some people hate it, some people love it, but overall, most people really enjoy this book. It's about a girl. I think it's a girl. Yeah, her name is Violet. And she enters some type of school for dragon riders. least say that. But yeah, it sounds interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. So definitely take another bite. This stuff is so good, man. Very, very good. Alright. Next book I'm really looking forward to. Dune, the movie series, came out the past couple of years. Really enjoyed the movies. And I just wanted to try and read this for myself. I actually just started reading it. But I'm someone that kind of wants to have a headspace for this book. I've been reading shorter books, and this book is not short, so definitely gonna give it a whirl when I have time. I think I'm going to read this after Fourth Wing, so there is that. Also, let me know down below if any of the books I mentioned in this video you've gave or read. I know reading isn't a very popular hobby now in these days, but it's good to come across some people who enjoy it. I used to really abhor reading. I didn't like it at all. Fast-paced stuff, all the time. But as I get older, I'm only 26, but I feel my mind kind of having lapses in attention span. Like I can't pay attention more, and I found that reading helped me gain it back. The best feeling is getting lost in a book. And it doesn't even feel like you're reading anymore, like you can't put down the book. What I found is that I like fantasy and adventure books, sci-fi books, because I don't know, I feel like I can get lost in those worlds a lot more. Okay, next book. I got Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This book is actually pretty, like when I read it, it sounded very, very confusing. Author. And, actually no, I'm thinking about another one of her books. It's called Sea of Tranquility. That book's synopsis on the back confused me, but this one seems a bit more tame. I mean, it's still weird because it is a sci-fi book, book, so I heard good things about this book too. As I said, I like adventure books and sci-fi books and fantasy books and all that stuff. But I'm immediately about to disprove it with this next book. And I feel like my older audiences definitely gave this book a read. This is Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy, or The Evening Redness in the West. I got this because people wouldn't shut up about it. I'm gonna just be honest. And it delves into some very serious stuff. And yeah, I've heard good things about this book. It's actually kind of crazy that this author has read, I mean, he's only written about 12 books, but he's as popular as, you know, he is. Then again, I do feel like every author has that one book that kind of puts them in conversations of being very, very important to American literature. So, there's that. Yeah, this might be a go-to lunch from now on. This is really good. For me, it's the red vinegar in that sandwich. It just sets it over. Okay. Another book. And finding this next book was so hard for me, you guys, because I tried to look it up on Amazon. It was there, but it wasn't available. It said it was going to be shipped in like, I got this book a month ago, but it said it'll be shipped like now, and that's too long for me. I had to go on Barnes and Noble and get it via delivery, but it was the only one left in stock. I got really lucky with this one. And it is The Snow Child by Eowyn Ivy. Sorry if I butchered your first name. But this book, I don't know why. Maybe it's the cover. Maybe I am breaking a cardinal sin when it comes to readers and judging by the cover, but this cover looks amazing. Because it sets you in the mood of like a wintry, like, forescape with this kid and this fox, and it even says it on the back. Ooh, I kind of got oil on it, but it's fine. But yeah, it's set in Alaska in the 1920s, so it's definitely something I'm also looking forward to reading. But I've also heard good reviews about this, so once again, you know, cannot complain. Definitely gonna enjoy this. Especially it's more, you know, historical fiction than not. I will say that last book I showed you, The Snow Child, it does seem genre ambiguous. Very genre ambiguous. It could be historical fiction, it could be fantasy. But I'll go historical because we actually because I don't know if you guys remember those pocket-sized paperbacks with the very bright embossed covers back in the day, but it doesn't have that anymore. But this is Dan Simmons' Hyperion. I was sold on the synopsis because this is clearly a fantasy book, and I love it for that. Like a sci-fi fantasy book, a high fantasy book, if that makes sense. Because essentially there's like space pilgrims trying to find, going to this planet to search for riddles of their own lives. It sounds cool. I think this is one of these books that after I read it, I'm gonna sit down and really contemplate my own life about it. Next one. This one looks intimidating, but it's not. And you guys probably already know the author of this book. He's become one of my comfort authors, actually. So, this is The Skeleton Crew by Stephen King. This is actually a collection of short stories that, he wrote that actually didn't end up becoming a full-fledged book, but you're gonna recognize one of these stories, and I'll even give you a sneak peek into it. Jesus, he's written so many books. As you can see, the first book, or the first story, is The Mist. And that ended up being one of the most polarizing movies of all time, because the ending is absolutely insane. I'm sure you guys have at least seen that movie, and if not, then that's fine. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Because it genuinely, it's a very well-crafted film. In fact, that I think what, maybe 25 pages of the book of the story is actually fleshed out. And they added so much to it. It's amazing. I only have a couple books now. Quite literally a couple, 2 books left. I really enjoy this. By Stubborn Soda. Oh, they're very recent. I don't know if you guys can see that. 2015. You guys are doing great things. I enjoy this. Alright. I'm actually reading one of this author's books right now, like as we speak. And it's a very short story, so maybe that's why his writing style is the way it is. But from my experience with this author, he writes pretty fast compared to like a Stephen King. This is Neil Gaiman, and this is Neverwhere. This little abstract art thing that he does with his recent covers. I love this, honestly. It's so clean, it's pristine, and it gives a sense of like, I don't know, it's like, I don't want to compare him to like an artist, but when I think of Neil Gaiman as an author, I think about Rick Owens. He's a very minimalistic person, but he clearly has intention behind why he do things, even if we don't know what it is. And this book honestly scared me, and not for the reason you guys are gonna think. like, it's not a scary book from what it's, the synopsis says. And you can pause it and read if you want to. But what scared me was how, in my own novel, I read certain aspects of it and said, oh, is this like a placebo effect where I thought everything I was writing was original? But, of course, it's just one little bit. It's fine. But once again, really looking forward to this book. Absolutely loving it. I said that out loud. Okay, I'll explain myself. I meant the video. I haven't read Neil Gaiman yet, but I am enjoying the book. But it's so fast-paced compared to like Stephen King that I actually have to take breaks. So it's fine. It's all good. Okay. Really good sandwich too. And the last book. Last but not least, the book everybody was telling me to read from YouTubers, friends, everybody like that. I actually never got this book because of the cover. This is just a pet peeve of mine. But Red Rising, I've heard good things about it by Pierce Brown. And I really like the synopsis of the story. I like, I like the idea of the book. And I haven't read it yet, so all I can say is that I like the idea of it. But I'm just not a fan of like the wing. There are certain pet peeves that everybody has with certain things, right? And mine with books is I don't like and this has nothing to do with it. But I am looking forward to this book. Okay, I have so many side tangents going on in my head. All right, so some pet peeves I have is when a book is too like dimensionally big, or when a book is too small. So for example, I don't like when the paperbacks are pocket size, like they're like this big, this wide, and it can fit in like I don't know, I don't like that book. Those type of books, they seem weird. Secondly, I don't like when books have like a big sticker embossed into the logo. Into the actual cover page. That's a no-go for me. Jeez, this was a long video. I'm sorry, I was just yapping this whole time, but when it comes to reading and stuff like that, I just can't help it. I just can't help it.